We as a community have to take a stand. We as a community have to show up. We have a community, as a community, have to report what we see.
Tonight, a plea from people in Stockton to find the suspects in a deadly mass shooting at a child's birthday party. Hundreds of people attending a vigil to mourn those attacks and to plea for peace. 15 people were shot, 4 of them were killed, and the youngest victim was just 8 years old. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Edie Lambert.
And I'm Cecil Hannibal. The San Joaquin County Sheriff is urging anyone with information to please come forward tonight.
We still need the public's help on this. We need everyone who has any information on this to reach out to us. This is a time for our community to show that we will not put up with this type of behavior where people will just walk in and kill children. We all know that there are people out there that are violent and commit violent crimes, but these animals walked in and shot children at a children's birthday party.
And they're asking for your help. If you have any information that can lead to an arrest, you're asked to contact Stockton Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. That is 209-946-0600. And you can remain anonymous. There's also a $25,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of those involved. Tonight, authorities tell us they are still searching for multiple suspects.
So here's what we know so far. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office says those shooters opened fire at 6 last night in the middle of a party at a banquet hall on Lucille Avenue. We can show you that area today. This is after the crime scene tape was all cleared. More than 100 people had been attending that child's birthday party. The sheriff says the shooting started inside and then moved outside the banquet hall as the shooters left.
Deputies believe there are multiple shooters. No arrests have been made as of right now. Authorities say a total of 15 people were shot. 4 people have died. We've learned today those victims are 8, 9, 14, and 21 years old. Of the 11 people injured, the sheriff says at least 1 is in critical condition, but did not share the conditions of the others. And we've also learned authorities found firearms on the roof of that banquet hall, but they're still working to determine if that includes the weapon used in this shooting. The sheriff is calling this a targeted attack.
And again, 11 people still recovering from gunshot wounds. Our team is live in Stockton tonight to bring you live coverage of this shooting. We start with KCRA 3's Denson Cortez and the latest in this investigation. Denson?
So, Edie, they are still figuring out, the suspect or suspects in the shooting. But I'm going to step away from to show you guys that banquet hall. And there's more than a dozen fire casings there and bullet holes through those doors and walls. And earlier, just a little bit more than an hour ago, individuals from this presumed to be party opening the door, and I saw birthday celebration decorations of 2 years old. Now, for right now, what is confirmed, 4 individuals dead, the youngest being an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, 14, and 21, 15 total victims. But a little more than an hour ago, they just barely opened this up back to the public. They had Lucille Avenue blocked as well as Thornton Road. They're opening this back up right now, but you can see those bullet holes really focusing in on the wall, and between 100 and 150 people packed into that room. And I spoke with the business owner of that Dairy Queen section, and he was told by the sheriff's office that they found firearms on top of that roof, and the sheriff's office did confirm with us, and they're trying to figure out and to tie if that had any relation to the shooting. But as we get more information, we'll be sure to share it with you guys. But now, live in Stockton, Denson Cortez, KCRA 3 News.
We know that this is a big investigation. Denson, has the mayor been in contact with other agencies?
She has, Edie. So she did tell reporters in a gavel. She said she's been in contact with the White House and the DOJ over Stockton's gang violence, as well as requesting a U.S. attorney for a pilot program. So she is aware of this gang violence in Stockton. She did come out and confirm, saying this was gang violence. However, San Joaquin Sheriff's Office not confirming that. So there is a miscommunication or so, but the mayor's office confirming that it was gang violence, and then the sheriff's office not confirming that. But that's the information we have for right now.
Right. The sheriff's still investigating, exactly what happened there. Thank you so much, Denson.
Tonight we're hearing from community members as well. They held a vigil today for the victims in Stockton. KCRA3's Anahita Jafari joins us live with their call to action. So Anahita, you talked to a lot of people today. We understand tensions are very high right now.
Edie, Cecil, a wave of grief is just sweeping across the city of Stockton tonight. We're right outside the banquet hall where 4 people were killed and another 11 injured. And I wanted to show you behind me, we're pretty close to that entrance, but you can see on the ground there are some candles that have been lit for the victims. Earlier, we were at a community vigil where more than 100 people came together for prayer. The vigil was right around the corner from where the tragedy unfolded. It was very emotional, with many people praying, crying, hugging one another, and discussing ways to change the city for the better. Among that crowd was also the superintendent of the Stockton Unified School District. She confirmed to us that the 8-year-old that died was one of their students, and that child's parent works as a teacher for the district.
I got choked up when I spoke to her today, and I had to pull myself together because I needed to be strong for her. Obviously, children are what we care about, and so it's really hard for us, but we also believe in being strong for those that need it at the most.
And back out here live, although the sun is down, the community still continues to try their best and brighten this community with candles placed outside that banquet hall. Live in Stockton, I'm Anahita Jafari, KCRA 3 News.
Anahita, thank you. And we've heard from people who live near where the shooting happened. One neighbor told KCRA 3 last night she heard gunfire for at least a minute straight. And now we're hearing from another neighbor about what they saw and heard.
KCRA 3's Aaron Heff spoke to him this morning.
The shooting happening in this area lined with homes. Many of the neighbors witnessing the chaos telling us exactly what they saw. One person said they heard gunshots for what they described as a full minute, followed by screaming and people calling for ambulances. Another we spoke with describes hearing the gunshots from his home, then getting up and seeing everything unfold in front of his eyes.
I heard the gunshots, multiple rounds, well over 20. And then I walked out, and what I saw were a lot of people scattering, running, shouting, screaming, crying. Then I saw a few cars pull up, some parents coming up and being very, very upset, crying, asking where their kids are. So it was a kid's birthday party. It sounded like some of the parents had dropped maybe their kids off or relatives or whatever, and maybe they're going to come back and pick them up. I don't know. And they came back to this. It was the mass shooting. They had a mass triage of ambulance lined up on both sides of Lucille, coming from both sides, and they were loading them up on one side of Lucille and the opposite side out here on Thornton Road.
He described seeing officers in the area all night long and the investigation continuing, leaving the public with many unanswered questions. In Stockton, Aaron Heft, KCRA 3 News.
Governor Gavin Newsom spoke with Stockton's mayor last night, offering his condolences and any resources the city needs. In a statement released today, Mayor Christina Fugazi said she couldn't sleep as she thought about these children and the trauma that will follow them and their families for the rest of their lives. She went on to say, quote, "Gang violence exists in cities across the country, but this was a pure act of terrorism." She continued, "Anyone who hides, shields, or harbors these terrorists, you are putting yourself at risk of having your door kicked in, your home raided, and being arrested for aiding and abetting. If you protect them, you become part of this, and you will face the consequences," end quote.
And again, there are no suspects in custody at this point. Authorities need your help. They say if you have a tip that could lead to an arrest, you can call Stockton Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. If you can take a moment to look at your screen, that number is 209-946-0600. Again, there's a $25,000 reward for any information that leads to the arrest and conviction of those involved, and you can remain anonymous. As we mentioned, one of the victims was a student at the Stockton Unified School District. The district is offering counselors and mental health clinicians at all 55 of their schools. The district's board president saying they will do everything in their power to ensure students and families have safety, healing, and support. We will continue to follow the latest developments on air and online. Make sure you download the KCRA 3 app and turn on those push notifications to get the latest information on this mass shooting out of Stockton. We'll be right back with more news and weather after the break.